It's amazing we get anything done, really. We have so much fun together, though. The work, you know, there is fun in work, and there's work in fun. Katie, you're a well-known chronic abuser of OxyContin. I assume you hate these contracts.
Yeah, you know, this is just ridiculous. Why would doctors want to not get sued, right?
Yeah.
I think they should switch this over to put the responsibility on the person who's getting the drugs by saying, you know, sign a contract saying if I mix all of this or sell it, I'm not going to sue you and it'll be my fault. I'm going to go to jail, not the doctor.
I don't like the way this smells, Jesse.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like people who are illegally selling pharmaceuticals are already breaking the rules. You know, I don't think they're going to really care about like breach of contract.
True.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not like a legal, it's just a
in a way, it's like a gun-free zone.
Yeah, it's like the mentality is that they're assuming that the people are like, you know, I really want to continue to sell Percocet out of my van in strip club parking lots, but I did sign that little note promising Dr. Epstein I wouldn't, so what do we do?
You think it's all about docs, Remy, protecting themselves?
Absolutely. It's about protecting the doctors in a very, you know, lawsuit crazy kind of country. Look at Michael Jackson's doctor. What the prosecutors are doing in California, they're blaming him for Michael Jackson's death because they're saying he knew that he was mixing drugs, as well as a number of other issues. But the point is, the doctors want to protect themselves. If patients are going to go doctor shopping, this is one way they can protect themselves.
You know, John, is this just another example of addicts ruining the fun for recreational drug users like you and me?
You know, one thing about this story is it shows how weird we are about the so-called war on drugs. You know, because like weed, man, doesn't do anything to anybody. But prescription drug abuse is a big problem, partly because it's so socially acceptable, I think, and it's kind of it's spilling over. Doctors are trying to control a problem that maybe law enforcement isn't.
You know, but if you take this this logic, then why not food? Why doesn't, like, my local Chinese food guy force me to sign a contract in case, you know, I become really fat? Or maybe the bartender. The bartender says, okay, you're gonna drink here, but you're gonna have, if you have like 5 shots and, you know, plow into a school in your car.
They already have it. First of all, it's not a crime to be fat, but it is a crime to serve somebody at a bar when you know that they are intoxicated. And we have laws in every state in this country that hold those establishments responsible for any injuries that are caused as a result of continuing to serve alcohol. I think
she really blew my metaphor out of the water.
Sorry.
You were funny.
I'd say it's a bit backwards. You know? The bars are liable instead of the drinker, which I think is a little ridiculous.
Well, they both are. They both are.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's take a break, shall we? Sure, Greg. Coming up, murderers, thieves, and arsonists. Remy Spencer discusses her new book, My Dating Life. But first, hey, are those strippers? Ask my eyeballs. Yes, those are strippers, says my brain. Thanks, brain. No problem, eyeballs. That's what I call teamwork, says my spleen. Shut up, spleen, says my face.
Tonight's tool for tonight.
That was fun. All right, so at LA Weekly, a food writer named Jonathan Gold decided to review an Olive Garden. Now, the joke here, of course, is that he's a real food critic and would never be caught dead in something as corny or mainstream like the OG. Yep, he's slumming it culturally, like a theater critic reviewing 2.5 Men. But Gold didn't want to look like a total D-bag, so he claimed it was an April Fool's prank on a coworker, inviting her to the garden, pretending to do a review with no intention of eating there. See, the prank was making her think they were eating there. Hilarious. But alas, she got there first and secured a table, so his prank backfired, and the guy had to eat there. Yeah, this is all BS. You know, he just wanted to write a column exercising his superiority over people who don't eat at edgy, organic Ethiopian cafes. He wanted to make fun of you, i.e. suburban types who actually eat at the Olive Garden. So he made fun of their cappuccino, the broken soup, and the leathery eggplant. He mocked the waiter, a cheap move, and exaggerated his cliched abject misery. He was so much better than all of them. Now, I can't remember the last time I ate at the Olive Garden. It's been a while. But I also can't remember the last time I saw someone like Gold go out of his way to bash an easy target just to feel better about himself. Oh, wait. I did it myself just now. Thank you, Jonathan Gold. You are tonight's tool.
Tonight's tool for tonight.
I think the opener is the best. Yeah, it is a keeper. Yeah. Jesse, when you read his review, did you want to just reach in and grab him and crush his face?
I hate this guy so much. Oh my God, he's like the Dana Vachon of the culinary world. This dude is just such a pretentious douche. Like the fact that there's a point in his article where he says that he experienced genuine outrage because his producer told him to hold off on noodles for a bit. Like this guy, like, and you know, he's like, it's like a funny prank. We're gonna pretend we're gonna go to the Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Like, gotcha. You know, like, he just sat there and twisted his soul patch. I'm sure, and just like, I'm so devilishly wicked. You know, like, I hate this guy. He needs to spend some time.
Terrible. John,
Yes.
aren't you like me, spend a lot of time in magazines. Aren't all food critics scam artists?
Well, here's the thing about food, is that it's future poop.
Yeah.
And so for many of us, we just want to eat it, get it in. You know, I just want to get it in my face.
Yes.
But it's just, you know, lighten up. That's the thing about food critics, is that they have to, they just have to like pretend like it's just they're so fancy.
Yeah.
You know?
Remy, isn't an attack on Olive Garden an attack on Italian Americans? Come on, let's call him a racist. I want you to call him a racist.
Everybody's family there.
I'm going to call him a snob. That's what I'm going to call him. A snob with really no reason or entitlement to feel so superior to anyone else.
Yeah.
I used to waitress when I was in college at a restaurant very much like the Olive Garden. It's a wonderful family establishment.
Cheetahs?
She said family.
Oh, Hooters. Hooters?
No.
She said family.
Okay.
Thank you
Hey,
very
Katie, isn't this the worst kind of conformity? An attack on something simply because other people like it? It's like, you know, it's like making fun of Walmart or Applebee's, both great establishments. Send me free coupons.
Yeah.
So all this guy's doing is he's just shooting at a big fat target when in fact he's the fat target.
I think he's just bitter because most people like Olive Garden over floofy food that he goes to eat.
Yeah.
So I think he's just bitter.
I think he got dumped by a woman who worked at the Olive Garden.
Or that, yeah.
Or he got dumped at the
Or
Olive
he got
Garden.
fired, he got fired from Olive Garden.
He was actually beaten by a bottomless breadstick. I don't know if that's possible, but it sounds actually kind of arousing. All right. Hey, do you have a comment on the show? Email us. It's redeye@foxnews.com. Do you have a suggestion for Tool for tonight? Because if you do, I want you to keep it to yourself. No, send it to me. Leave a voicemail on my direct line, 212-462-5050. Still to come, the halftime report from TV's Andy Levy. A Tool. He is.
Tonight's halftime report is sponsored by yawning, the act of opening the mouth wide with a deep inhalation, usually involuntarily from drowsiness, fatigue, or boredom. Thanks, yawning.